Welcome, Bills Mafia. Thanks for joining me in another video. I know it's been a while. What I did today was I reviewed the schedule in detail, game by game, and did my honest and true prediction of this year's schedule. I know I predicted the Super Bowl to be one of the best of all time, and it was 48-3 Denver. So that was a fail, but yeah, I said it fail. And but here, I haven't really, in my head, I've done a couple different draft schedules to, like mock schedule, and I was 10-6, 8-8, blah, blah, blah. I went just about everywhere, but I took pretty much pre-training camp, everything into play here. So week one, let's just get to it. At Chicago, in Soldier Field. Probably the toughest game out of all 16 to actually try to predict, because we win that game. I think we do a lot different than if we lose that game. But that being said, even though it's going to be a good game and it's our chance to catch Cutler off guard and, maybe just, I don't know, I see picks happening. I see picks happening week one at home and maybe them suffering a loss. But that being said, Chicago wins that game, and I mark us down for a loss. Okay, like I said, I'm everywhere, but that's kind of, I came to the conclusion. I think that Chicago, I feel, needs to win that first game for them to get rolling. So we take that loss away, but then we come home and we play Miami. We get a W. There's no doubt about that. Got to beat Miami in Buffalo. You beat them 2 times last year. We can beat them. The home opener this year, that's a must win to me. If that's a loss, that's pretty sad to me. That's going to be very upsetting. So we win that game, 1-1. We beat the Chargers. Going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be a game a lot of Bills fans haven't seen in a long time. Kind of like the Panthers in week 2 last year. We're going to be excited. We're going to go, wow, we won that game. We're going to beat Phillip Rivers, though. We're going to beat him, I think, at home. So that brings us to 2-1. Then we go to Houston. We play the Texans. Arian Foster, is he going to be healthy? Is not? Is he going to be effective? It's only week 4. We win that game, okay? Mario's coming back again. That we're going to beat him. Now we're 3-1. We go to the Motor City, where I think that could be a winnable game. I think that's a lot like week 1 against Chicago, where we're going to lose that game. Reggie Bush, that's a high-powered team that's getting it together a little bit. They're getting it together. I marked that as a loss. That's 3-2. Then we're home against the Patriots. I feel we're going to split with them. I feel like we're going to split with them, and that's our only opportunity to split with them, obviously. Have them losing week 17, but we'll get to that. So that's a win. So that puts us at 4-2. Then we got the Vikings at home. We'll wait. What better way to go into a bye with a win against an okay Adrian Peterson Vikings team. They are all right, but we win that. That brings us to 5-2. Then week 8 we play the Jets in New York. I could see that as one of those annoying losses. I truthfully can. I could see the Jets beating us. And that brings us to 5-3 at the bye, which I'm happy with right now. I mean, we're going into October feeling pretty good. We're 5-3. Home against the Chiefs. We lost last year to them, barely. And we were one of the only teams that almost slowed them down to beat them last year. And I think this year we beat them. I think we beat them 6-3. In Miami, Thursday Night Football, 8:25. Buffalo goes to Miami to play the Dolphins. We beat them. We beat the Dolphins twice again in the same year. Miami's crowd, they're not real supportive. That doesn't matter really, but it kind of does. I just feel like it's almost a neutral site. I think Buffalo wins that game. Then we play the Jets in Buffalo. We're going to beat them. Geno Smith's going to falter. It's not going to be a great game for him. It might be, but we're going to win. All right? Critical game, Week 13. Buffalo is home against the Browns. Last year, We take out their quarterback. They take out our quarterback. Ugly game for a Thursday. Was it Thursday night last year? Ugly, ugly, ugly game last year. Took our quarterback out. And I know a lot of people aren't going to really like this, but I think we lose again. But I think it's a critical game. I think that's a game we can win. But I have us losing. 5-3. That's 6-3, 7-3, 8-3. And now we are 8-4, going to Denver, 8-5. Denver is just too much to handle. 4:05 game. Denver's great, and I hope we can beat them, but I gotta mark that as a loss for now. And that brings us back flying home to play the Packers, an elite team. By this point, I think the Packers will be locking up a #1 seed, or very, very, very close to it. I marked that as a loss, which I also have as one of our critical games, along with Denver the week before. I have that as the Browns, okay, Denver and the Packers being 3 critical games to, if we make the playoffs, games that we need to win or could sway either way. They could be great game changers. But I have that as a loss, okay? Then we fly to Oakland to play the Raiders. And that's a 4:25 game, obviously. And I have that as a win. I have us beating the black and gold.